course, one of the big factors in the cost of living crisis is the price of food, and that's because the cost of producing it has gone up, thanks in part to the soaring price of fertiliser. The war in Ukraine limited supply to farmers here, but new markets are opening up and prices are now coming down. Our political correspondent Andrew Sinclair explains.
Pulling into Great Yarmouth, the first of 3 shipments of liquid fertiliser. Not from Russia or Europe, but from Trinidad. A pipe is connected to the ship.
Yeah, open the gate valve. Yeah, open the gate valve.
And then 4,000 tonnes of fertiliser flows into nearby tanks. For the company behind this, relief.
A year ago, fertiliser prices doubled and then they nearly doubled again. We've been on a rollercoaster ride.
Fertiliser is used to grow crops and feed animals. It's a big reason why food prices are so high. 2 years ago, imported fertiliser cost around £200 a tonne. The rise in energy prices, followed by the war in Ukraine, meant that at one stage it went over £1,000. But now it's down to just under £500 a tonne. Mr. Fuller, who's also a Conservative council leader in Norfolk, says the industry has had to find new markets in places like Malaysia and the Americas.
We've had to have much larger vessels. Millions of pounds has been invested, not just in infrastructure and terminals, but also in working capital. But the market has worked. Fertiliser prices are on the way down, and that means cheaper food for everybody.
It won't happen straight away. Farmers like Jamie Burrows bought their fertiliser a while ago at the higher rate, but he says over time it should make a difference.
It's a relief. You see a lorry load of fertiliser arrive in the yard and you start doing the numbers on what it's cost you to get it there, and it's quite scary. So to see a drop, basically, I'm spending £200 a tonne less on fertiliser this year than last year.
Next week in his budget, the Chancellor is expected to say that the worst of the cost of living crisis is now behind us. The fall in the price of fertiliser, an important development. But remember, it's made using a lot of gas, and industry experts warn that problem is still with us.
Gas is still 3 times more expensive than it was, so although it's a welcome move, I think we're not there yet, and we won't be at the prices we've seen in the past for a very long time.
The cost of food production may have turned a corner, but there's still a long way to go. Andrew Sinclair, BBC Look East, Norfolk.